The GPS, or Global Positioning System, is the most widely used satellite navigation system in the world. The name GPS is practically synonymous with the technology itself. But according to a recent Weibo post, China's own Beidou satellite navigation network might just give the U.S.-controlled GPS a challenge. The Beidou satellite navigation network began offering positioning data last week, and the move comes exactly a year after authorities provided the first satellite location information to civilian users in mainland China, using the second-generation Beidou navigation system dubbed the BDS. Now, China's BDS system is expected to expand into the Asia-Pacific region from Afghanistan in the west to the Western Pacific to the east, Mongolia to the north, and Northern Australia to the south. And according to a BDS spokesman, the director of the China Satellite Navigation Office, it's expected to claim 15 to 20% of the GPS-dominated domestic market. Weibo users were mostly very supportive of this new technological breakthrough in China. However, some people were concerned about whether or not BDS devices would be compatible with GPS devices that they already own. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the comments.
Chinese people finally have our own satellite positioning system. Way to go, Beidou. This is great news. I remember when China first joined Europe's Galileo project. We shared our resources, but the Europeans blocked China's progress, so that in the end we had to do it ourselves from scratch. Now Europe's Galileo project is still far from finished, and we can already use our own Beidou system. This sounds great. I hope they make it available to average consumers.
An earlier version of the BDS system has been in use as a traffic control system in some 9 provinces and cities. And with an investment plan of around 40 billion yuan, or roughly $600 million, the Chinese government hopes that China's very own domestic satellite positioning system will serve 70% to 80% of the domestic market by 2020. The Beidou system will become China's first global navigation system, and according to the BDS spokesman, it will hopefully serve as an international system in the future used by civil aviation, maritime, and mobile communication organizations. According to Xinhua, it is currently estimated that 95% of the global positioning equipment in mainland China relies on the American GPS data. And some Weibo users were quick to point out that having to rely so heavily on the Americans might prove to be disastrous should Sino-US relations turn sour, especially if the Chinese military also rely on GPS. Okay, let's take a look at some of these comments.
I hope this can compete with the GPS. In terms of the military, it's always better to have the technology in our own hands.
The Wall Street Journal Online pointed out the military capabilities of China's Beidou system, saying that the BDS system can work in tandem with China's own drone programs and allow China to keep tabs on the whereabouts of the American Navy. The article goes further to say that the government plans to offer the BDS system for civilian use and in the process make about 400 billion yuan, or roughly $60 billion from it annually. Now, this has some Weibo users worried. There were many Weibo commenters who believed that a government-controlled satellite positioning system would simply mean a monopoly, as well as another way for the government to squeeze more money from the average Joe. Why pay for a domestic version when a foreign version is available for free?
I lost all interest as soon as they said that China made this. I hope it would be a good product, not bogged down to greed and pointless accessories. Beidou would charge a fee for sure. Let the government and the military use it. For us regular folks, we should stick to GPS. It's free.
China launched its first satellite for the BDS in 2000 and hopes to make it into a satellite network consisting of 35 satellites when the project is complete. Now, currently, the satellite navigation industry is a multi-billion-dollar market that is dominated by the American GPS system. And whether China's own BDS system will make a dent in GPS's market share would depend not only on the technology, but also the service, and how willing manufacturers are of supporting China's own project. Well, that's it for this segment of On the Radar. Next up on What's Buzzing, Weibo users buzz about American sailors suing the Japanese government and the latest Make Me Asian app.